My name is Amelia and this is my scrapbook all about identity. What is identity? What affects our identity? Here are some factors. The identity theory, Taylor and Turner states that groups like social class, family and football team, which people belong to, were an important source of pride and self-esteem. Groups give us a sense of social identity, a sense of belonging to the social world. Below is what I think of Taylor and Turner's identity theory. One factor that I believe really affects our identity, especially these days, is social media, and here is why. Who am I and what is my identity? This is me, but what is it that makes me the person I am today? My family. However, not all children are born into such loving families. Unfortunately, this will affect their identities. Their reality could be neglect and abuse, child labour, homelessness, poverty, or a poor income. Professionalism. Professionalism is very important to me. It shows my competent skills and, of course, the respect I have amongst my work colleagues. I am committed to my work and the company, and I'm always determined to progress and expand my knowledge and experiences. Here are some key characteristics of professionalism. How society can impact my development as a professional by having positive setting and room leader examples to look up to, rather than a hectic and stressful workplace. Others' actions can inspire me and remind me of the reasons I want to work and help children. I have opportunities in my setting to grow and expand my knowledge. Shared learning with other staff members and learning support from my teachers and setting is all around me to improve my development as a professional. How does effective communication help to build professional relationships? Effective communication is so important. We need to work with not only the children but colleagues and parents so that messages get passed on to the necessary people. Good communication can build professional relationships, however, poor communication can cause issues in relationships. The social information processing theory outlines that misinterpretations may lead to negative responses that can escalate to conflict. How my values can help maintain my professionalism. One of my values is that I'm quite social. This can help me have strong communication, enabling me to have good relationships with the people that I work with. How can being self-aware enable us to be professional? How I can impact my own development as a professional. In order for us to be professional, we must be self-aware so that we can tackle challenges, have effective communication, empathy and understanding others. In terms of my own personal development, I feel I have the ability to make quick decisions. However, I need to continue developing teamwork to avoid taking on too much of a workload. I need to reflect on my own roles and responsibilities within the team and what I can offer personally. This is relevant because every practitioner has their part to play and shines brighter in different areas. I am self-aware and I am able to reflect back on times I could have asked for help from another team member, rather than trying to tackle everything on my own, causing work stress. Going forward, this is an area I can develop to become as professional as I can be. Here I have outlined some issues in professionalism. Moving on to core values. Here is an explanation of what are core values and values. What are my core values? Kind, caring, loving and fun and creative. And my professional values, I believe, are caring, nurturing, gentle, calm, driven, respectful, resilient and patient. Here I have wrote the difference between personal values and identity and professional values and identity. Here are some issues of values. And then here is professional values in relation to early childhood development. How can our values help maintain our professionalism? In early childhood, it is crucial to have positive interactions with the children. Part of my core values involves being fun. Children need someone they can look up to and learn from in a fun way. My creative values helps me do different activities like messy trays for the children to learn from. This brings me on to my next theory, which is the person-centered care approach. Here are some factors of the person-centered care in relation to children. And here are some more general person-centered care theory factors. So the previous pages listed all factors of care and individual needs. Health and well-being can be the result of this theory as it outlines mental health and learning disabilities. I think that this theory is relevant as we as humans can have a desire to feel cared for, to perform. It boosts our self-esteem and it gives us a sense of belonging that we can be looking for. As we grow, the theory believes that we can become independent due to the care we received, particularly in our younger years. Now I will move on to some more theories. So this is Bronfenbrenner's ecological system. And then here are some photos. This is what I think of Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. And then on the next page we have Marlowe's hierarchy of needs. Here is the triangle. And then again we have some more photos. Going from the bottom to the top, the foundation at the bottom and the most important at the top. And here is my explanation. Here I have stated how I can make a difference and help children discover their own identity. I have reflected and thought of some barriers and challenges that I have to my own identity. So one of my biggest challenges in my life would be unfortunately having mental health issues. It's something that affects me daily, however I try my best not to allow it to change my identity as it is not who I am. This is a barrier, however it has made me strong. And then below is what my future identity will look like and my professional identity. And then after that is what I have learned from this module. I then finally have my conclusion. In conclusion, I have really enjoyed this module. I have learned a lot about myself and have really started to reflect on experiences that did not go to plan. I have asked myself why and what I can do differently to improve. I really feel that my values are strong and will only continue getting stronger the more I better myself as time goes on. I have realised throughout this module that my caring and nurturing identity really goes hand in hand with helping children, and I really feel that this is what I was meant to do in my life. I have learnt ways in which identity can help children have different impact on them during my practices. Every time I engage with a child or listen to a child, I am helping them become the person they want to be. Every decision I make is so important. I am excited to see what my future holds and intrigued to whether my identity will change or remain the same. I suppose people say that they are not the same person they were 5 years ago, so 5 years from now, who will we all be? Thank you for listening.